everyone. I'm Adam Brown, and this is Shell Point Today for Tuesday, January 20th. On today's show, Melchi Desilets will bring us a word about the art show. And Debbie Melchi will preview an academy class about scrapbooking. But first, we want you to know that tomorrow there will be a gathering about all things German. Have you lived in Germany or traveled there? Well, come share your stories and experiences with others who appreciate all this country has to offer at this Do You Know Your Neighbor event. Learn about the German culture and taste some German refreshments. It all happens Wednesday at 2:15 in the Social Center on the island. Also meeting tomorrow is the Neuropathy Support Group. You can get your questions answered by contacting Lenny Wodarczyk of Parkwood at 443-4769. The meeting will be in the Oak Room at the Woodlands at 11 a.m. Another opportunity tomorrow is Finemark Bank's Investment Roundtable. It will take place in the Manatee Room on the island from 10 o'clock until 11 o'clock a.m. RSVP to Anna Smith at 461-5999 or email her at asmith@finemarkbank.com. If you can't make it tomorrow, Finemark will be holding these investment roundtables in the Manatee Room once a month. Also at 10 o'clock tomorrow, Dr. Edward Danahy from Radiology Regional Center will be at the Grand Cypress Room at the Woodlands to talk about revolutionary new advances in prostate cancer detection, localization, and staging that are occurring as a result of new MRI technology. Looking forward to next week, don't forget that the annual gala is Friday the 30th. It's going to be all about possibilities. Come hear inspiring 14-year-old piano prodigy, composer, and singer Ethan Bortnick. It's going to be a big day. The arts are certainly a big deal around Shell Point. Whether in the looking, listening, or creating, we love art. Melchi Desilets is here now with a word about the upcoming art show.
Hi Shell Point resident artists, I'm Melchi Desilets here today to talk about the 2015 art show and sale. Now there's been some exciting changes to what we usually do, so you want to stay tuned to listen to this entire announcement. First things first, the date and time and place. It will take place on Friday, March 20th and Saturday, March 21st. It's from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. both days, and it'll take place on both floors of the Woodlands Commons. Now that encompasses the lobby, the fireplace lounge, the Oak Room, the game room, and the Grand Cypress Room. Registration for the show will be held in the Resident Activity Center on February 3rd, 4th, and 5th from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Now I did say registration, so you may be wondering what I'm talking about. These are the registration forms. It's a yellow form that can be found at either service desk. What you want to do is review all the rules and regulations of the entire form, front and back. And then you'll see at the bottom there's a portion that you want to detach and turn that in during registration. Now a lottery drawing will take place on Friday, February 6th at 10 a.m. in the same place, the Resident Activity Center. So you want to be present for both registration and the lottery. The mediums accepted for this 2015 art show and sale include paintings, note cards from original art, pottery, sculpture, stained glass, photography, woodworking, lapidary, scrapbooking, collage, and other mediums. Now, I did mention an exciting twist. This year, each artist will reserve either an 8-foot table or one side of a pegboard. The fee to purchase this for the show is $15. If additional requests are needed, say it's an additional 8-foot table or an additional side of a pegboard, you must contact me at 454-2290 to put in your request. Now, all requests will be considered, but all may not be approved. Now, if 2 people would like to share 8 feet of table space, that's perfectly acceptable. However, we'll charge $15 per individual rather than just $15 for the table. Now, each artist is responsible for manning and collecting their own money during the show. So they are taking care of selling their own artwork, and all artwork must be for sale during the show. We are requesting from our artists that they only represent one medium in the show and sale. However, they can sell as many pieces as they like, as long as they uphold our shell point standard. So there you have it. That was a brief summary of all the various rules and regulations, which of course go into much more detail on the yellow form. The dates you want to remember is the registration dates, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th of February from 1 to 3 p.m. in the Resident Activity Center. And that's where you'll turn in this portion of the form. The lottery drawing will take place on February 6th at 10 a.m. in the Resident Activity Center. I look forward to meeting new artists and welcoming past artists into this exciting 2015 art show and sale. Thank you so much for all that you do, and we are so blessed to have your talent here in the Shell Point community.
Another art form that anyone can get involved with is scrapbooking, where photos, mementos, and keepsakes are transformed into artful presentations. And it just so happens that an upcoming Academy class can help you get started. Debbie Melchi is here to tell us all about it.
Hello everyone, I'm Terry Kolath, and I'm here with Deborah Melchi of Periwinkle. We're talking about her upcoming class in the Academy of Lifelong Learning, Scrapbooking with a Purpose. Thank you for joining me, Debbie.
Oh, my pleasure, Terry.
We very much enjoyed your, first of all, we enjoyed watching you walk around the island on Shell Point TV.
That seems like forever ago, but it was quite an experience.
Thank you. Wonderful. And then you taught a great class for us on paper book folding.
Yes, very successful. It was fun.
And then you and some friends started a scrapbooking group.
Right. Shortly after I moved here, one of my neighbors who was moving in at the same time noticed a lot of my boxes had scrapbooking written all over them. And she said, "Oh, are you a scrapbooker?" And I said, "I sure am." And she said, "So am I. We need to get a group going." Now, that was Kay Goodchild and Joelle and Ryan were instrumental in getting that rolling, but I joined in right at the beginning. And we meet every Wednesday. Morning to the afternoon, come and go. We'd love to have everybody.
That's so nice. And then we were talking at an arts group meeting, an art advisory board meeting, about maybe you had this desire to take scrapbooking to a different level.
Right. I'm not the traditional scrapbooker. I mean, I do appreciate photo organization and getting your photos labeled and so that your family and friends can enjoy them or you can find them easily. But I go a little extra way. I don't scrap every single one of my photos. You'd have millions, you know, in your lifetime. I pick the ones that really speak to my heart or for some reason just draw me in, which to me is the beauty of digital because you can just snap, 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 but there's one picture that talks to you usually. And those are the ones I scrap most often now. And I also do a lot of collaging and embellishing with my scrapbooks, which not everybody does. And it isn't, there's no right or wrong way. It's whatever you want to do, whatever your personal style is. But to me, what's important is picking that photo, and it comes from the heart. Like, why does that mean so much to you? And so I'm not an invent scrapper. I don't say, oh, this is Megan's birthday, June 4th, you know, 19 whatever. It's like I'll pick one picture and just look at that little face and say, where are you going to go with your life? What are you thinking? Where, you know, and that's what my journaling is about. And then that kind of brings in more memories that maybe you didn't remember, because all of a sudden you'll think, oh, well, gee, we did that when I was 1 year old or whatever, and it just brings it all together, I think. It's very emotional. It's a way to celebrate your life. It's also a way, I think, to come to terms with things that maybe have been difficult. Loss of a friend or a family member or whatever, you know.
The richness of life.
Exactly.
And that's so important. I have a photo of my mother holding me as a new baby. And I think, I wish I could talk to her that day. And what a gift to give your family. Well, I would think that a group of people all doing this together would we be sharing a lot of emotions and memories?
It is. We always have a box of Kleenex on the table. There's lots of joyous tears. There's lots of sad tears. And it's also a way, some people are reluctant to scrap photographs because it's so painful to look at them. But if you can get past that and maybe just pick one or two, the memories and the journaling, it's healing, it's helpful, and it's a way to deal with past issues that maybe weren't. Or like in my family, we have my father passed away very suddenly at a young age overseas, and we never had a chance to say goodbye. And that bothered me, you know, and you don't expect to have to say goodbye to a 60-year-old man, but we did. And so I have spent the last couple years just going through old photos of growing up with my sisters, and also as he aged and I aged, just the inner relationship we had. And it's been so, so helpful to have that journaling with those pages. And it's my way of saying goodbye. Sure. And also remembering, you know, because we didn't have that time to reminisce, you know. So there'll be tears, there'll be lots of sharing. It's fun. I hope people enjoy it.
There's so many joys too to share.
Absolutely.
I mean, how much fun is it to talk about people? What was it like when your first child graduated?
Exactly.
Did you have the opportunity to know your first grandchild? And you know, just sharing all that is fabulous.
Well, and it's been interesting for my own children too, because now that they're also parents, they start to appreciate, like you said, looking at your mother holding you. Yeah. She's like, "Oh, Mom, wow," you know, and how you were feeling, because I know how I'm feeling.
Sure. What was it like when you were 20 and 30
right.
and 40? And so
yeah.
wonderful. Well, tell me about the details. I hear you say journaling, and I hear you say book.
Right.
Will everyone have a book?
I'm putting together a kit for everybody. We're going to do a small project just to learn. There's techniques that I want to share with people, some different design principles that I use that they might enjoy knowing about. So we're going, as we walk through the process of picking a photo, we're going to build a page for that, and then we'll talk about what kind of journaling and why, and so it'll be a little bit of technique as well, and they'll leave with a small project that they can add to it in the future. So.
That's fabulous. Yeah. So what do people bring the first day?
I would recommend that they bring a pencil, a paper, scissors, and a ruler. And I will have everything else.
What about photos?
I think I'd like to talk to them first. But if they have a photo that they already are really interested in working with, absolutely. Sure. But I kind of like to chat a little bit and show some examples so I can kind of explain what I would like them to be looking for, because it'll be a little bit out of their comfort zone, I think.
Well, I can't wait to see where this goes.
We'll have a show and tell.
Yeah. and is this going to be another group, or will these people fold into the scrapbooking group?
I hope
Who knows?
they do, because I could use some like-minded people. It would be nice.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it would really. And we're in a very nice group. So,
I bet you are. Well, you've gotten to know Debbie Melchi a little bit better in this interview. And I really do hope you'll consider looking in the brochure for the Academy FLL 21 and joining her 5 Wednesdays scrapbooking with a purpose.
And now let's take a look at today's happenings, Academy news, menus, and Village Church connections.
Hello and welcome to the Happening segment of Shell Point TV. I'm Caitlin Van Scoy and I'm here with Bev Chanley, and we're going to let you know what's happening today. We start the morning off with 7:15, Bend, Breathe, and Balance in the Health Club. At 8 a.m. we have pickleball being played at the pickleball courts on the island. Also at 8 a.m. the round robin doubles tennis at the tennis courts of the Woodlands. Come down for the stamp ministry at 8:15. Volunteers are always welcome. That's down in the stamp room of the Island Tunnel. At 8:30 we have the Ladies Golf Association meeting in the Shell Point Golf Club. At 9 a.m. we have bocce, the bocce courts of the Woodlands. At 9 a.m. we have a special chiller plant tour. Pickups begin on the island at 9 a.m., 9:10 Woodlands, 9:20 Eagles Preserve and Estuary, and that's currently full. At 9:15 we have the Caregiver Support Group Therapy in the conference room of the Medical Center, and you do need to sign up for that. Also at 9:15 the Memory Care Group will be meeting in the conference room in the Behavioral Health Office, and you do need to sign up for that. Come out for open painting at 9:15 in the art studio. Or at 9:30, we have match play mixed doubles tennis at the Woodlands tennis courts. The Susie Q will be heading out at 10 a.m. to Woody's Waterfront Restaurant, and you do need to sign up. And from 10 to 12 today, we have the photo studio and gallery open for viewing, and that's in the Island Tunnel. And at 10:15, there's a lunch outing headed out to Saltwater Smokehouse. Pickups begin at 10:15 on the island, 10:25 Woodlands, and 10:35 Eagles Preserve and Estuary. And you do need to sign up. 10:15 is also the time for Through the Bible study group in the Osprey Room. The Caregiver Support Group Therapy will be meeting at 10:30 in the conference room of the Medical Center, and you do need to sign up. And 10:30, we have the Memory Care Group meeting in the conference room of the Behavioral Health Office. We finish our morning off with another Health Connections class, Living Healthy, in the Osprey Room of the island. And here's Bev to tell you about our afternoon.
Thanks, Caitlin. That's quite a lineup for the morning. But we're going to start the afternoon off with 12:30 Mixed Progressive Bridge. That'll be in the game room of the Woodlands. 1:15 is always a busy time here at Shell Point, and the Knitters group will be in the Osprey Room. Also at 1:15, the shuffleboard players will be down at the shuffleboard courts. They welcome new players, so head on down there if you're interested. And also at 1:15, we have the Rollicking Recorderists. They'll be in the Tarpon Room. And the last 1:15 activity is the Women's Ministries Prayer Group in the Hospitality Room of the Village Church. We're going to move on to 1:30 for a Health Connections class, Aqua Pilates Stretch. That'll be in the LifeQuest Aquatic Center. Also at 1:30, we have the Stamp Ministry. That's at the Sable Room down at the Woodlands. From 2 to 4, the photo studio and gallery will be open for viewing in the tunnel. Another Health Connections class comes up at 2:45. This one is Balance and Mobility Training Level 2. That's in the Health Club on the island. It's currently full. 3:15, we have the Celebration Ringers rehearsal. They'll be in the choir room of the Village Church. And at 4:15, we have a Health Connections class, Tai Chi Cha. That's in the Health Club, and it's currently full. And we round out our evening at 7:15 with Tuesday evening service at the Village Church. Well, thank you so much for being here with us today, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Terry Kolath with your Academy information for Tuesday. At 9:45, we have Understanding Your Computer in the Computer Teaching Center on the island. Sign up at either service desk. At 10 o'clock, Legendary Places Session 3 will take place in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands, and you can sign up right at the door. At 10:15, an Apple iPad class. Got one? Now what? Will take place in the Manatee Room of the island, and sign up is required. At 1:15, Math in Art, Music, and Nature continues in the Manatee Room on the island. At 4:30, the Alpha course will continue in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands. I'd like to tell you about our new classes coming tomorrow. We have Apple iWorks, creating spreadsheets using the Numbers app with Penny Modrich of Nautilus. If you're an auxiliary volunteer needing to complete your annual pavilion orientation, the next one is this Friday at 9:15, and this is the first step for volunteering in the pavilion. We have many opportunities. Please see the auxiliary box on the back of the weekly reminder for more information, including how you sign up.
Menus for Tuesday. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter is pulled pork with roasted sweet potatoes and asparagus. The dinner special is Build Your Own Stir Fry for $13.95, and the soup of the day is cream of mushroom. In the Island Cafe for lunch, the special is a ham and Swiss panini with chips for $7.25. The dinner special is Mojo Pork with sweet potato and western corn for $8.25. Dinner specials in the Palm Grill are halibut for $18.95 or pork tenderloin for $15.95. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Welcome to Village Church Connections. I'm David Pavey, and with me is Glenda Stephenson. Welcome, Glenda. And we're going to be talking a little bit about Missions Week again, because we're very excited about what's going to be happening here at the Village Church next week. Every day there will be something new, something different. And as a former missionary myself, a former international worker, we'd say today, this means a lot to me because the world is changing rapidly. And the people who come to speak to us from other countries are really up to date and can give us a lot of helpful information so that we can be informed and pray and interact meaningfully with others we know who are on the field. So Glenda, let's talk a little bit about Tuesday and Wednesday, for example. Tuesday evening, what can we look forward to?
David, we've had our kickoff weekend at this point. We've had our banquet, and so we're off to a good start. Tuesday and Wednesday nights are a time to be just a little bit more informal and intimate with our guests. We gather around tables at the front of the auditorium. Tuesday night, Shar Stempel will be emceeing the program.
Good.
And our guest will be from Indonesia. We'll find out a little bit more about their work, their life, their ministry over there.
Good.
And it should be a very special time together. Wednesday morning, I want to mention our women's ministry sponsor their monthly global outreach. And so our guest from Indonesia will be speaking again on Wednesday morning. He'll have some new thoughts and some new things to say.
Is that just for women then?
It is not just for women. We want men to join us as well because we don't want them to miss out on all the good stuff.
Okay, so it's women's ministers for men too?
It is. It's sponsored by Women's Ministries. It's open for everybody.
Good.
And then Wednesday night, again, the same kind of setting, around tables at the front of the auditorium. Andy will be emceeing on Wednesday night, and our guest will be from West Africa. A bit of a creative access ministry there, and we certainly encourage folks to come and hear a little bit more about what's happening.
He'll know a little bit about the Ebola crisis, I imagine.
He knows a lot about the Ebola crisis, and he'll be able to answer some of our questions about that. He's lived through some of that up close and personal.
And we have a lot of terrorism in that part of Africa at this time, and yeah, that's going to be quite fascinating.
It will be, and he's very protected at this stage of the game. For security reasons, we don't mention his name, we don't mention his country.
Wow.
And so if folks want to hear more about that, they need to be there Wednesday night.
Good, well, we'll look forward to that. Thank you for tuning in to Village Church Connections.
We're glad you joined us for today's show. Tune in tomorrow when Herb and Sheila Sklar will preview their Academy class about Places and Faces of Israel. And Ruth Duber will have another recipe from the What's Cooking Kitchen. Until then, this is ShellPoint Today for Tuesday, January 20th. I'm Adam Brown, and for all of us here at ShellPoint TV, we hope you have a great day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.